Hey guys, welcome. I thought this would be an interesting video just to find out about Little Big Workshop, which I felt was a great little game to understand the basic operations of how to run a factory, how to look out for bottlenecks, and just to learn the basics about economics. I'll be trying to put together videos just to show you how the game works and the benefits of maybe getting your kids to play it. I mean, there's very few games out there that actually shows us, the day-to-day operations of running a factory or even running a business, understanding supply and demand, how to rectify maybe bottlenecks that you might experience. And I felt that this game actually does wonders in that sense. So let me see if I can start a new game, and I'll take you through the basic setup of one game, and then we take it from there. So maybe just to go back, we go into new game, we select a factory name, and this will be the name of the business, for example. So I'm just going to go LBW for Little Big Workshop, and I'm going to start it from there and see how it goes. Please, if you have any comments or if you have any questions, I know a lot of us are looking at, trying to minimize our kids from playing games, but if it has a benefit in this sense, then maybe we can actually benefit them in learning something different and something that they could use in their future lives. So let's see. The idea behind this is to actually look at building a company that can actually manufacture certain products, getting different types of equipment to do those products, getting the right materials to do those kind of things, and this is where we start. So this is just the basic layout. You can actually expand this by zooming out, and let's see what the console tells us. Looks like we have a customer with a certain amount of requests, so we can accept this. You feel like skipping the tutorials, got it, no problem there. And let's go and look at this now. So what you will see at the bottom left-hand corner is that you can actually slow down time. You can pause it, and you'll see that the timer actually stops, because the timer actually shows us the day-to-day runnings. So if you have, let's say, two of employees, which is these two guys here, they will actually charge a salary. And the longer you run without actually producing a product, you will actually have to pay this. So I'm just pausing it for now so we can have a discussion and we can show you how the game actually functions. If you look at just next to it, you'll see that there is the button L2, and this opens up a, let's say, pinwheel that will show you what to do next. And here we're going into the actual different workbenches, different tools, the different things that you can purchase for your factory. You have basics, you have the machinery, which is still locked for now, the break room, which is basically looking after, let's say, the canteen of your factory, and the decorations, which basically improves morale of the actual operation. So you'll see it. So we're going to go into basics, and you will see now that there's the workbenches is available, and under the woodworking station, which is the one that they want us to purchase first, you will see that it actually has workstation stats, and this actually means that, okay, let me put this down for you quickly, and I'll show you what it actually does for me. So that is how we've just placed it down. You can rotate it how you would like using R1, and you can exit once it's done. Once you exit, you'll see that it pops up with a square. We can push order because we have I think 20,000 in our bank, and the cost is 2,475. So let's go ahead and order that. You will then see a truck arrive with our delivery, and that will basically then be installed. So just to go back over here, well, it seems to be locked. I'll go back into it over here. So just over here, you'll see that it's locked. I'll explain it again once we get there. Okay, so ordered workstations take a while to deliver. I'm going to push play so we can actually go ahead and see how that happens. And if you push right on your plus sign, you will see that it actually moves forward, and it can actually speed up time just to obviously fast track certain things. So there the box is being delivered. Now we're going to get the guys to operate and obviously be able to install this workbench. There it is installed, and you'll see the phone rings again. So we're going to push triangle, answer the phone call. And this customer needs us to produce garden gnomes. So let's see what that entails. So garden gnomes pops up as a contract. We'll push square to go into it, and we can plan that product. Okay, so planning this product is shown quite in detail, and this is where I think it's quite fun, because we need to build up to such a state where we have different materials to produce the exact specifications that the customer requires. So we're going to go X, we've got that. Square-shaped nodes are required, and these are basically just the different materials that we need to use and manufacture to produce these gnomes. So I'm going to push past this. You can have a look at it. And this is the final product, got that. So if you select on it, you'll see that there's one woodchuck, as you would say, but you can see that there's some space further down on that list that you can select for a later point where we have different types of material. You can also see now that we need to do some type of operation on that woodchuck to produce the final product. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to go into the actual mechanics, and we say, okay, fine, this workstation can perform that function that we need to then produce that garden gnome. You will see on top there that there are a number of icons, and that just means at this specific workstation we can do all of those various functions. So we'll select that and link that function to that workstation. Okay, so now we're going to go and we're going to push square again, and it's going to ask us, different things. So batches is basically if you want to produce 5 at a time. I like to put this off for now because we're not very busy, so we don't have to necessarily plan for that type of flow. The amount that is requested is 3, so you can see that under deliverable it's 3, and the amount we want to produce is 3. The operation time, which we see on top as well, it says it takes about 2 hours to produce those 3 products, and the cost of it will then be, you can see under 8. We're making a payment, and then the profit of what we're going to be reselling it for is going to be 3,100. So it's not 100% great right now. We're just barely breaking even if not under breaking even. But the idea is to then build up to become more efficient, and we will discuss that obviously at a later stage. So now you'll see raw materials is being delivered, which is the truck, and we will obviously produce those garden gnomes that has been requested. So let's speed it up a bit so we can see it some more. So now we have the woodchuck. As you can see, it's on the table. They're busy doing what they need to do to it to produce that garden gnome. And now you can see, one garden gnome has been produced. You also see the progress on the top right hand side, which is 55.5%. So no storage space available, so now we are actually going to go and produce or go and actually lay out the storage space. Now again, we're going to push L2, and they've requested us to put down some storage space. So I'm going to put this down, and we can increase this just a bit so we can see, okay, fine, listen, please go and place it into that final mark. That's a storage space. There is a bit of technical aspects to how we can manage our storage space, but we will get there as we get into the game. So now we've taken all the raw material out of the truck. We've produced our second garden gnome, and now we should be doing the third one. And this is basically going to satisfy the order. So as you can see, fairly straightforward, fairly simple for our first operation. And we can now deliver those 3 garden gnomes. So we can push square. We can deliver it by holding down X. And now we're going to request the truck to come and deliver it to the customer. So you can also push triangle and see that the truck is where it is, what is happening, just to obviously make things a bit smoother. So customer has now paid us. You'll see that our profit has gone up, or at least we have had a return, which of 348 based off the raw material. And now we go back to, I just want to push again left on the plus sign so we can pause it. have a look at what the customer says. He says it's got the shipment. They look amazing. People are very happy. So the customer is very happy with the order. So we can close that. And we're going to move to the next tutorial part, which is R2 now. And we can have a look at the economy and statistics of this. So this is where it gets a bit more in depth. Probably not for our young gamers to actually find interest in, but this is how you would want to explain to them how things work. Because if they can get an understanding of this, I promise you they'll be able to basically understand how economics works. And I mean, even up to teenagers could actually then benefit from a game like this, if not adults as well. So what we can see over here is that you actually have the sum, you have the material costs, which is the difference, and then obviously the payments received. We can obviously have a look at probably the workers, the rent for the actual space, inventory that we've bought, which is probably the workstation, payments received, and then obviously miscellaneous costs as well. So at the moment, nothing too crazy, but you can see that they do go in depth in trying to explain all the different types of operational parameters that we need to take into consideration. So let's see, let's go back, circle, and now we've got the phone ring again. We're going to push triangle, we're going to answer this phone. So now the same customer has requested that we maybe look at building shelves. We're going to accept this. We're going to go through the same procedure. We're going to push square. We're going to plan the product. We're going to push X. And now you'll see that this specific product has more specifications on that. So let's have a look and see how we can do this. So going through the design, you'll see that now it actually comes up with specs. So you'll see on the top right-hand corner that the actual requirements is, or the target, which is 2 strength. And then you'll also see that the design or the look of it needs to be fit into a spec of 10. So at the moment, we will have to select products to fit those specifications. So you will see that I selected the first one. I can allocate that specific operation to my workstation, which I'm doing. And then you'll see that the wood plank is there, and this is the final assembly, which we can do as well. Then you say, okay, fine, let's select the next product. The next product also needs to fit into a profile. And then you see it actually has 2 operations, meaning that the first piece needs to be under one specific function. That result will then have to go through another function before we can then assemble the actual final shelf. So as you can see, things are getting a bit more technical. So let's select, and I want to show you what it looks like. I've selected the first piece of bright wood, as you can see here, and now looking at the green side, you'll see current is 2 strength and 10 for design, and the target is 2 and 10. So that's what you want to do, because those are the specifications that needs to be met by the customer. So allocating the different functions all to the workstation, because that workstation can do all 2 or 3 different functions. But now you will see a little red icon on top. We have nothing to assemble this with, meaning that we might require an additional workstation. So now you will see that there is a workstation for assembly, meaning that we're going to put different parts together using a workstation, not just the wood workstation. So this is an assembly workstation. Let's see where we can put it to make things a bit easier. I'm putting it in the same room for now, just so that we can use the same storage space as well, so we don't become inefficient. So you'll see now that there's a mood difference, meaning that it may be getting a bit congested inside. We might need to increase or at least make the mood a bit better. But for now, we're going to push square, and we are going to order this assembly station. So let's go back into our tool so we can have a look at the actual plan, and you'll see, the red icon's gone. We can now go into link the operation to the assembly workstation. And there we go. So now if you look at the top right hand side, you will see that all of the requirements are met and it's ready for production. If we push square on this page, you will see that we are then moving across to the actual execution page. And now we can see how long it will take us. We'll see what the deliverables are, the material cost, and so forth. So the customer is asking for 5. The amount is 5, as you can see here, and the deliverables also 5. We're going to go to import to auto, and then we're going to go execute. So now execute, we are going to move back onto our real time, which is on the plus sign, so we can push right and not pause the game. And now we're going to basically wait for our raw materials. First up is the actual workstation, so they're going to deliver the actual workstation for us. I'll just push on the right hand side so we can make things go a bit faster. And we'll get one of the workers to actually assemble the actual workstation. Oh, one of our workers has ran out of energy. So this is where I spoke about the actual canteen and building up a place where your workers could actually rest. So let's have a look at that, right? We're going to push L2. We're going to go into the actual basic equipment that we are going to get, and we are going to move across into, coffee, our break room. So if you push R1, you'll get into the break room. We are going to purchase one of these machines. So this is a coffee maker, and we're going to place it into, let's say, this workspace here so that they can actually go and use that as the canteen for now. So now we've procured a coffee machine. Let's see what happens to our guys now. Hopefully they don't get tired and they're able to get some coffee in between their day-to-day work. So, but you get a feel for what I mean now when you can actually start looking at the function of that actually running a business or running a factory would actually entail. Looking after employees, making sure you have the right equipment for the job, making sure you have the right specifications for your customers' requirements. These type of things, I think, is invaluable for any person. It doesn't matter what job you choose to do. If you can understand those basics, you can almost perform any job. So, coffee machine's up. Hopefully this guy's going to get up soon and feel a bit better. Let's have a look at the actual contract. So we can actually have we can have a project overview, which equipment is being used. We could actually increase the overdrive mode. So basically we can ask our employees to work a bit faster, but take note that this will also affect how fast they get fatigued. So this is something we can maybe look at a bit later when we are trying to push for faster production times. So for now, he is busy producing the various parts to put together the shelf. If you have a look in the top right hand side, you'll see that the customer doesn't have large requirements at the moment. He says he's fine to wait 49 days, for example. But this will actually change as we have more customers, as we're actually producing more products that has a different time frame, for example. His battery is slowly coming back, so hopefully he's going to get more into it now and get some coffee into his system so he can help this guy out. Please, if you like, feel free to obviously add any comments at the bottom. If you have any suggestions, if you would like me to go more in depth into this game, I would be more than happy to do so, to show you the benefits that I feel could be beneficial, not just to yourself, but obviously to the kids trying to learn about this as well. Let's speed it up a bit so we can get things moving a bit faster, and that's on the plus side. We'll just put to the right. This guy looks like he's waking up a bit now, so hopefully he can get some coffee and we can get these things happening as fast as possible. Up, there we go. He's going to be helping and starting assembling the various parts for the shelf. And they are on 90%. And now we can actually deliver what we need to deliver. I'm going to push square. I would like some payments first before I do anything else to the break room as it's being requested. Customers now taking the shelves that we've produced, as you can see. And let's wait for some feedback from the customer to see if he's happy. Customers now have made payments. Let's see, give me a second. Let's first put something in the break room. I would like to clear that icon. I'll put down a table, for example. Order that. They want me to put some more things into the break room. So maybe put down a fridge as well. Ah, let's first answer that phone call. He's very happy with the gomes and the shelves, so it's nice telling us to check for the market. Maybe we can find additional customers for similar products as well. Thank you very much. Customer he says he's happy, they look amazing, his payment has been received, and we've gained some experience. Fantastic. Let's close that for now. I'm going to put the game back into pause. Let's first finish off that fridge and then I'll put it into pause. But that's the tutorial for Little Big Workshop for now. At least it's a start. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you've obviously seen the benefit, or at least see the potential benefit of this. If you have any issues, just let me know. Comment at the bottom. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe, and we'll chat to you soon. Ciao.